guest here is Dr. Glenn Boyce, the Chancellor, University of Mississippi. My goodness, it's been a long time here. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
And good morning, Paul. And yes, it has been a long time.
You have you remained COVID-free?
I have, Paul, and that's been a wonderful experience to remain COVID-free. I can assure you. I did run into a little bit of a pneumonia issue, but beyond that, I've been fine.
Well, that's good. You've had your vaccinations. As a matter of fact, let's lead off with that one. As far as the University of Mississippi is concerned, there was a new directive that came about several days ago. But speak to that as far as mask or no mask.
Yes, Paul, I'll tell you what, last spring, there's no way that we could have predicted that we'd be in this experience right now. We were literally down to 3 and 4 students a day that had experienced COVID, and our faculty staff numbers literally were 0, maybe 1 here and there. And with vaccines coming out en masse, we just were looking forward to this amazing fall semester, and still are. But along the way, of course, the Delta variant showed up. And with the Delta variant showing up, we're following the Department of Mississippi Health guidance, and we're going into a temporary masking period of time as the least intrusive way to make sure that we can still offer our students the full on-campus experience while providing a layer of safety as they arrive. And we've got 3,000 students right now already on campus, another 1,500 expected this weekend, and then another 14 to 15,000 expected next week. So we're looking at this and be evaluating the data literally daily to determine when we're going to be able to change protocols. So I want to stress that this is a temporary situation as a layer of safety as we follow the Mississippi Department of Health guidance.
Is this going to be indoors only as far as class and all indoor facilities?
Yes, it's just indoor facilities.
Talk to me a little bit about, has decisions been made now, or as far as the Grove is concerned, where do they stand? Do you think there might be some changes made on that one? What's the status of that?
Yes, and a great question. Right now, we intend to be fully open, and there has been no change in our approach and what we want to do. We want our family to be back in the Grove, and we're excited about that. We're excited about our football program, and we just can't wait for that first Saturday when we see everybody back in the Grove, all the families celebrating, and we're back being the campus and the university that everybody knows we are.
Everybody's ready for that. You want to mention anything about this ESPN award?
Yes, I think it's significant, no doubt, for the city of Oxford, and it's truly amazing to be named the best college town. And I look at the university and all we do at the university and our relationship with the city, and it's hard to even separate the two of them, candidly. I think when we won this, when Oxford was named best college town in the nation by ESPN, I really feel like it was us working together as one unit up here. And I think that's what people see when they come. And I certainly think the Grove experience is a leading factor to that, along with the square and all the opportunities you have up here when you come to any kind of athletic event or any kind of arts event or event of that nature. It's a special place because of the hospitality.
When you start looking at game day and if you follow football, there are a lot of great game day venues out there. So it is a heck of an award. Did you guys know that was coming?
Had no idea, Paul. No idea. So I'm sure it was done completely independent.
I want to ask you, there's a couple of other things too, but what's the status through all of this as far as the University Medical Center and your thoughts on since you came in and it was a wonderful, the COVID's been a great introduction for your new job. I say new job.
Yes.
It was still a little bit new when you first came in, but your thoughts on that and how maybe that's changed a little bit or what they've gone through.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Let me begin by saying UMMC has done an amazing job leading the state in the COVID battle. I mean, it's been incredible. And our researchers down there continue to work hard as we battle the Delta variant. But I'll say this for UMMC as well. UMMC continues to talk through expanding, continues to talk through growing, and what's the next level for UMMC. And we're working on that now. We're working with our state legislature and state leaders to talk about what we need that will help provide better medical care and health care for the state. We're looking at issues such as new dentistry schools, new nursing schools. We haven't sat down and just said, all right, we can't do anything. COVID is upon us. Here's this new variant, so everything has to stop. I want you to know, Paul, that we're continuing to drive UMMC with Dr. Woodward's amazing leadership to a new level. And our doctors down there, the physicians who are teaching, the students coming out of our medical school, it is truly an amazing place, and they're doing some wonderful things. We're looking at expanding our ability from our academics as well to provide even greater labor force for healthcare across our state. We know we've got to do that. So candidly, COVID has not slowed that down whatsoever, even though it's certainly been an enormous challenge to coexist with it down there and coexist with it everywhere in our state.
Is there anything top of the list as far as what has to be addressed in the 2022 session with so many different legislators listening to this morning? What's number one on not only as far as University of Mississippi, but IHL as a whole?
Well, I think always, and this is probably time worn, but I think always we look at the funding for the university system, the funding for UMMC, so that we can expand the ability to compete. That's number one, always. Our ability to attract the best talent, our ability to keep the best talent. And you know, one of the things, Paul, that I don't know if people recognize, one of the biggest challenges we have, along with keeping great faculty and developing new programming and new faculty lines, which is incredibly important, obviously, but it's also to keep staff positions that are highly competitive in the private sector. Keeping ITS individuals in our IT departments, keeping the best marketers we have, keeping the best media people we have. And I could just name area after area inside our campus. Look, we're America's most beautiful campus. Keeping our landscaping crew together when they can make a better living someplace else. These are some of the biggest challenges. And in particular, in order to keep our IT running effectively, there's so many opportunities for individuals to make a better living in terms of financial reward other places. So all that factors into the quality that we can offer as a university. So it's always about, number one, is what can we do to help take care of our people?
For those not watching on TV, it's Dr. Glenn Boyce, the Chancellor of University of Mississippi. Besides Dr. Boyce being named the best college town, had some other press releases coming out of there that you had 100% vaccination from the football team, which was pretty good.
I tell you, Paul, it's really been a trendsetter here. They've set the precedent for us, and they've set the example. And when you talk about the football team, I'd also like to expand that into the football program. You know, our players did a great job lining up and understanding why it was so important to get the vaccination for each other. But the entire program set the example, from the coaching staff all the way to all the staff members as well. Everybody's vaccinated, and we're very, very proud of that. And we're going to continue to push vaccinations. It's one of the reasons we went to this layer of safety of masking for a temporary period of time, to push vaccinations across our campus. And we have some great vaccination sites. Our pharmacy students do a great job under the leadership of our medical personnel. So we're ready. We've already given well over 5,000 vaccinations on campus, and we're ready for our students to come and come and set the example and get in line.
I got a couple of other questions. Can you hang on for a second? Let's get back with the good Chancellor of University of Mississippi, Dr. Glenn Boyce. I'm looking at I was counting them down. I think it's 27 days from today as far as the first game. And that first game is going to be against Louisville at Ole Miss, and that's September the 6th. And the airtime is going to be on TV. I think it's a 7 o'clock game. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's actually an 8 o'clock game, but it's in Atlanta, Paul.
It's in Atlanta.
Yeah, we open up over in Atlanta, yes, with Louisville.
Right. So the first home game is when? When's the first home game?
The following week. Yeah, the following week. We've got 2 home games in a row the next 2 weeks.
That's it, yeah.
We'll be so excited to get everybody back here.
I think my schedule is wrong on that one. You're absolutely right, but it's going to be in Atlanta. I want to go back to the well-worn topic because you talked about expansion. and there's a lot that could be done. Is that topic of the old stadium there, the land, the parking, is that ever going to be taken care of? Is that in the works now? What's going to happen with that?
Paul, I really am not certain. I hear the same things you probably hear. Okay,
Yeah.
that at some point the stadium won't be there, and once the stadium isn't there, of course we're going to want to move new facilities over there to serve the state better, no question.
So,
But I'm not certain what the direction of it is.
so as far as land, do you have enough land to expand where you are now?
We do have some land, but I don't think we have enough to do everything that we'd like to do. You know, so we're definitely going to need that property at some point in time, and that property would allow us to give a patient experience, a much better experience as they come to UMMC for a variety of services.
To a lot of people don't know this, but it's been an effort by the Republican administration, certainly during the tenure of Governor Bryant, to expand the amount of doctors we have in this state. Through the last couple of years, which have been very, very tough, what's the status of this as far as young men and women getting into the medical profession and then ultimately staying in the state of Mississippi as far as our doctors?
Yeah, it's one of the things I think we're proudest of, Paul, in our programming, in our academic program at UMMC. First off, excuse me, our medical school is accepting more applicants than ever before. I think we reached a new peak last year of 165 for the class. So we've got more medical doctors who will be graduating in our state than we've ever had. And we're excited about that. And I will tell you that almost the vast majority, Paul, stay. That's one of the things that we do a great job of. Our academic programming at UMMC doesn't matter whether it's our medical doctors or whether it's physical therapists or you name the program. The vast majority of students, and of course in our medical school, they're all Mississippi residents, and they stay. They know they can make a great living here. They know this is a great place to raise their families, and they're making an incredible contribution to the economy of our state, not just to the healthcare and the well-being of our state, but also to the economy of our state. So we're incredibly proud that that's what they do. They stay here and do a great job.
Dr. Glenn Boyce, Chancellor at the University of Mississippi. When you were still with IHL, we had this conversation. I think it was probably the last year or a couple of years before you made the move over there. But you made this, we were talking about colleges and the way things were changing in the universities across the entire country. And you said universities are going to have to change in order to survive in the future. And I thought, man, that was kind of a shocking statement, but it's been borne out now because we have a culture that's changing, needs are changing, education is changing. But your thoughts on that now?
Yeah, my thoughts haven't changed. You either continue to change and grow, you continue to be innovative and creative about the way that you offer instructions, about the way that you reach out to your student population, about the way you work with today's students, or you lose enrollment eventually because that enrollment is so critical these days to your financial bottom line. You have to be creative and you have to reach out, and students have to be successful, and you have to be seen as that school that has a vision that's wrapped around students. And you also have to do an amazing and outstanding job recruiting these days and marketing who you are. And if you don't do that, and if you can't keep your national brand, which we have at Ole Miss, if you can't keep that out in front of people, okay, this higher education world is so competitive. It doesn't take too many years before you're beginning to struggle and stumble a little bit, and then turning things around becomes quite a challenge, simply because it's so competitive.
You got that right. One final question here before I let you go. For the alumni listening across the country and some places other than that who haven't been back on campus in a while, what's new and what's coming up? What's under construction? What's open? Anything new that they'll see when they come back for maybe the first home game?
Well, I hope they come back, and our alumni do from all over the nation. So we're proud of that. But I will tell you what's new, without question, Paul. And thanks for that question, because we finally are going to get our new STEM building off the ground. We've been almost 6 years raising money for it, planning, preparing, We bid it out just recently, and in a perfect world, and we'll be close, we will see machinery moving on that piece of property that's had a green fence around it for quite some time now. And this STEM building is going to be 204,000 square feet. It'll be one of the premier STEM buildings in all the nation when it's completed in just a couple years, and it'll be transformative to our STEM professions and our STEM programming. So that's going to be exciting, and we're also launching the largest capital campaign this fall in the history of the university. And while I won't give you the exact figure, Paul, I'll tell you that the goal is well north of $1 billion, and I know that our alumni will rise to the occasion and we'll meet that goal. So with a great freshman class and enrollment picking up significantly with our freshman class going on, one of the finest athletic programs in the nation, 17 of 18 of our sports went to the postseason, and the Learfield Directors Cup, ranking all the programs, we were 22nd in the nation, which is the highest ranking we've ever had. With all this going on here, Paul, I hope they come back and join us.
We should be able to find a lawyer somewhere over there to help Sam Kendrick sue Japan, though, can't we?
I'll leave that alone,
Paul.
I don't